This is my trade review for May 1st. First up I have here is Cisco Systems, Csco. Did gap above what I was watching here, did not go high enough to cause me to take a gap and go type of entry, so nothing really to do. Once it gapped up, sold off. I was looking for some sort of a buying signal down here, nothing really confirmed. Came back down here, and once it took out this swing, and this swing, there was nothing really for me to keep on watch here, so I moved on from here. Next up is EA Sports. EA, another one that gapped up well above my level. Not enough follow through on that gap to trigger me into a gap and go type of setup here. Came back down. I was watching for support around this trend line. Was not quick enough on the trigger to get in, so I missed out on a trade there. Next up is FDC. FDC was one of the ones I mentioned that was cheap stock, doesn't move very much, so it was not a high priority for me. Based on that, I really wasn't too interested in taking a trade there, so not really much going on. Next up was Nuan, Nuance Tech Communications. Nothing to do here as well. One of those stocks that doesn't move very much intraday, so wasn't trying to force a trade in this one. Took it off my watch list pretty early on. Skechers, SKX was another one that gapped up, no follow through on that gap, and once it came back down, I was watching for confirmation of a break above this green candle right here, which did not materialize. And once it broke and closed below my level here, there was nothing I was going to watch on Skechers anymore. STX, Seagate Technologies, gapped down and sold off below my range, and down below this range closed several candles below it, so I took it off my watch list at that point. I did watch a little bit later on in the day, considered a position maybe somewhere around here, but this wick right here told me it was possibly going to be a blow off top type of setup, a false breakout, so nothing to do there. Next up, UAA, Under Armour. Under Armour broke this pattern completely off of the open, sold off immediately and never looked back, so nothing to do there. Western Digital, WDC, was another one that gapped down well below my level and took it off the watch after that point. Next up, Home Depot. Got a little greedy, a little ambitious there on the open, got in a little bit too early, but I held my stop quite a bit tighter than what the original plan was. Held it right below the moving average here and the VWAP as it came up with price and triggered me out. This is not a complete day's price action, but this is about where I stopped watching it. I believe it closed down here around 154. I will keep an eye on it because I like the call option activity that I did see the other day. So we'll see what happens with that. 24-cent loss there. Lowe's, LOW, was one that opened up and pushed above my level, triggered in a nice trade, and had a stop loss right here based on a breakout type of setup, which obviously failed and took me out for a small loss. Next up here, TripAdvisor. TripAdvisor opened up, ran up over my level, and no follow through whatsoever. Had a wide ranging red bar here, which forced me to put my stop there and triggered me out after that point. I believe that was 3 losers that I had today. Now we had some winning trades. CTL worked out fairly well. Came down almost exactly to the support I was looking at. Had a green over green confirmation right here. Pushed up, put in a little bit of a high, came back down. It doesn't move too much, so I wasn't worried about trying to close it out very fast. But once it failed at this level, I knew it was time that it wasn't going to push any higher, so I went ahead and got out there for a small gain. DE gave a nice breakout type of setup. A gap and go type of setup. Gapped up, entry just over 5 cents above the entry, put in this upper wick. Once it failed to break back above it and hold above it, that was time to get out. Pretty close to the highs there. That was a pretty good exit right there. Next up, HPQ. HPQ had a nice little setup here, opened up above my range, sold off, pushed right back above it on some decent price action, and ran up to my target. Microsoft, another good trade here. Gapped up, sold off a bit, had an inside consolidation bar, gave me an entry just above it, and just kind of rode that trend all the way up throughout the day. Netflix was a great trade here. Opened up low, pushed up much higher on a good amount of volume all day. It was a great volume there. And once I had this topping tail here and a break below a red candle, it was time to get out. So overall, it was a $4 move. That was an awesome pickup right there for me. So overall, I believe I had 3 losers and 5 winners.